Hello everybody. This wasn't my first choice for recording this particular topic. I was gonna do Yu-Gi-Oh like I usually do, but maybe it's always time to make a good change every once in a while to how you do things. You know? What I wanted to quickly cover was my reaction to the Mighty Jingles video that went up today. So I thought that it was very well done, and that Jingle made some good points about the smaller content creators, about supporting them, and it's their choice to stay or go with the warships community program. I just put up about 2 Temple Run related videos for those who are watching the Temple Run content, trying to get everything out here before we got that big giant storm today. I'm sure there's going to be a big wargaming statement later today about everything. If you didn't know, I like to cover mobile gameplay on my channel as well as the warship stuff, because the whole idea is to appeal to 2 different age groups, trying to get adults more into that World of Warships content, kids more into the Angry Birds and Temple Run content, really. I don't think it's a bad strategy to start off with YouTube, but if the opportunity presents itself and I get better at video editing and all that, then I'll do some more mobile games. We'll just have to see what floats my boat. I'm right in the middle of watching another video, this time Sea Lord Mountbatten, but I figured I should stop for a second and get my thoughts out of the way while the video from Jingles is still fresh in my head. So basically how I think about it is I think that Jingles is right in his points, and that we should make each our own choices about supporting the game, and that it really has changed since about 3 years ago with the game overall, because it's when they started doing the loot boxes and the early access stuff, the early access events where you could get the ships for free or whatever. Oh, where am I going with this? No, there's a collection of containers for the French battleships, I want to say. And that's where it all started. It's a special collection where you could earn camos or whatever. And there was a whole bunch of things going on at that time. I think it was the same year that we got Russian battleships, I almost want to say. But yeah, 2018 I think it was, when they introduced French battleships, and they put together the early access system where you started having to, where you had more and more premium ships being put in front of you, like nearly every time you logged in every week. It was just ridiculous. But now it doesn't even compare, because it's a new one every week now. It used to be way back when, like maybe 1 or 2 new premiums a month, not 4 or 5. Like, I can't even keep up with how many premiums there are in the game, but there's a good number. But I am sticking to my guns on not spending money on the game, because I don't feel like we need to be supporting them. You know, especially with all their stupid decisions. I mean, think about this game, Angry Birds, right? This is Angry Birds Seasons, a game you no longer see on the App Store anymore, because Rovio wants you to sit there and play the newer version, the newer games where the monetization is even more prevalent. These older games were fun because there wasn't so much monetization in them, and you could actually get some enjoyment out of it, you know? I didn't originally download the original Angry Birds on this iTunes account, so I don't have access to it. I only have access to Seasons and Angry Birds Star Wars. You'll find that I've put out a couple of episodes for a different number of Rovio titles. I have them divided up by legacy legacy games for Angry Birds Seasons and Angry Birds Star Wars, Angry Birds Modern for Angry Birds Pop, and eventually Angry Birds Friends when that publishes later on. I like to schedule a couple videos in advance when I can. And Angry Birds was perfect for that for some videos. In fact, I have a bunch of videos scheduled to go even all the way up until October now. Got even some in December, but the point being is that developers of games just have changed their mindset recently to just suck you dry from your money. But Wargaming's got to be the biggest example of that I've seen in a long time. They're like a mobile game developer with the amount of monetization that they put in the game. Like, I can't even grasp. It's hard to remember the old World of Warships, but you can draw many comparisons between old Angry Birds and new Angry Birds, and old World of Warships and new World of Warships, because old World of Warships was like Angry Birds Seasons here, where it was fun to play and there wasn't so much monetization pressed on you. Sure, there's power-ups, but those are optional. In the same way, like the signal flags, right? The big dragon flags, basilisk flags, all that was optional. You didn't really need it back in the earlier days of World of Warships, but it's changed now so that you need the power-ups, you need all that, right? We can all agree with that. The flags all like help you generate a lot of experience fast. But there used to be a way, like when it was good, like when containers were good, was the old Admiral Yamamoto containers, because those gave you a lot of those unique signal flags, the dragons and the basilisks, but now they changed them so you only have one drop out of them. So many of us older players remember when containers had like 3 drops that would come out of them, and not just one. It was a good time to be playing back then. Back then, I actually felt like I was enjoying myself. These days, I find myself between, do I want to play? Do I not want to play? I mean, we all got our own preferences on everything. But for me, it's kind of getting there where I may just take a break for a little while from the Warships content, because there's just been so much to cover lately. So I would ask the people just be patient with me if I decide to take a break from the Warships content, because it's on my mind. It really is, because they've really messed up a lot, and a lot of it's going to depend on what Wargaming does in this next week. Because I may just get super mad at them for a while if they do some stupid, lame response. The ideal response would be to admit that they messed up and that they're going to try to fix things. But yeah, the whole entire game of World of Warships, you can easily make several comparisons between older Warships and Angry Birds Classic. I'm just saying. Even Angry Birds Seasons. Angry Birds Seasons is like, let's put it at like the year 2016 of World of Warships. You improved on some things while introducing more content. In 2016, 2017, they're building up content, not focusing so much on monetization. And then monetization went into overdrive from 2018 when the CV rework hit, French battleships. Some part of me wants to think it was British cruisers as well, but that doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe the British light cruisers, or was it the British? There's so many years that are in my memories, it's hard to keep track. You know, it's like trying to think back. It's hard sometimes. I'm getting to that age where the memory's not so good. But I still think it was around French battleships. That's what I want to say. Let me walk you through my first premium purchase, right? I got the Izushi, the Tier 4 Japanese battleship, because I wanted to support myself in the game and have something to lean on. Of course, I had Arkansas Beta. You know, I should have just kept going with Arkansas Beta, but I was like, oh, cool, this is a cool game. Why don't I support it a little bit by doing this or doing that, you know? I mean, I'm trying to say is that games have a shelf life, and I feel like World of Warships is nearing that later stage in its shelf life. I don't feel like the game is attending to the veteran players' needs anymore. Like Jingles put it, the game's being geared more towards the casual players that hop on, play a couple games, and then log off. Because it's pay to progress pretty much now in some aspects of the game. Pay to progress and getting the coal ships, right? Because some of the coal ships they sell for direct cash for $77, I want to say. And then you have Napoli that was introduced recently at around 139, I think, or 129, one of those two figures. But I'm just thinking ahead here. I think the I-401 is going to be an event that happens at some point in the game's future because they're going to push through on subs and they're going to probably stick I-401 and the old Arpeggio ships in containers, which is their choice. It's the company's choice to do that, and I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong to put loot boxes in front of little kids. Because what is the little kid gonna do? They're either gonna be honest and say, "Mommy, mommy, daddy, daddy, I want to get this. I want to get this shiny ship." Like, let's say they look at the game and they want Kranzi Creme because it reminds them of Krispy Kreme or whatever, and then they like bug the parents to spend on the game, and the parent goes, "All right, I'll get you the Kranzi Creme." Yeah, and then eventually they'll get to the loot box and they'll be like, "Mom, can I get this Dutch cruiser thing?" And they're like, "Oh, sure. And I'll get it for them and whatever." It's gotta happen in one or two instances, I'm sure. Probably not to the extent where the parent keeps buying the loot boxes for the kid, because the parent's gonna realize after about 5 or 6 rolls of those loot boxes that it ain't worth it. You know? It's just common sense, but getting back onto the main topic, I think that we're going to see a lot of anger and outrage and even more division among our XCCs and CCs and players supporting both groups. I've already seen some of it over the weekend. I'm not going to repeat what was said between two community contributors, but they know who they are. They were irresponsible, both of them. One for posting the images in whole without blurring out certain words. The other one for saying the comments in the first place. I don't think two wrongs make a right. I think it's better to just say, "Hey, this person said all these bad things. Here is a context of what they said, but I'm not going to show the screenshots. They used X or Y word. I'm not going to show the screenshots because it could be offensive to certain individuals." Right? I'm going to say that I don't agree with what certain YouTubers have said about other XCCs. It's not right. Division is wrong. We got to learn to cooperate, to compromise. That is something that is so lacking in today's day and age. I'm not going to be the damn policeman or whatever for this community, but man, some people really gotta sit there and talk to the generation that came before and talk about decency and have some respect for each other, because it's just ridiculous. You can't hate each other forever. You gotta love your neighbor as yourself. Okay, and that includes your fellow CC or XCC player versus player that's leaving. You gotta stop hating each other. It's getting ridiculous. Can't you see that we're all tearing each other apart over the course of one weekend? I don't think that was the intention of the community contributors to divide us. I think the intention was to get us to think, oh, it might not be such a good idea to spend money on wargaming anymore. You know? That's what I think their stand really was, and it was over wargaming's toxic treatment of Little White Mouse and other community contributors. And we can sit there and be like, oh, this is so I'm not going to react to this. And I could have done that. I could have been like, oh, I'm not going to react to this, but I am. And I've already talked about it on my live streams as well. And we had a visitor, Little White Mouse, stop by, and it's just for fun number 25. Guess she saw the Yukon on the cover on the screenshot. But yeah, I just want to encourage people, support the people you want to support. But if you don't support somebody, don't sit there and reduce yourself to slurs that shouldn't be used, okay? It ain't cool. And I think that if somebody says something about somebody, it's not always the right thing to share that information with the general world and general public. You know, we don't need to create more flame wars. That's ridiculous. And it's one of the aspects of modern culture that is really disturbing to see. I feel like people should get along with each other. People should be able to agree and disagree respectfully of each other. And that has been lost with this generation. There's a reason why they call it the lost generation, because people don't talk like they used to. They have disagreements and then they get into shouting matches, or they'll sit there and dox a person they disagree with in extreme cases. And we have seen that. There's been cases where people have been swatted. And that's unfortunate, but it happens. You know, I am really disappointed in some CCs and XCCs for going at it with each other just because there's nothing else to do, because Wargaming hasn't posted something yet about a response. They're a business that operates Monday through Friday. You're going to see a response obviously today or tomorrow. If it doesn't come today, don't turn people against each other. CCs and XCCs, I'm talking to you, whether you're the ones that left or whether you're the ones that are still in the program. Don't go at it with each other. It's not right. Have some civility. Have some civility with each other. If you don't agree with the person, don't repost what they said, especially if it's offensive to certain groups. Have some responsibility. Whether you're in the CC program or not anymore, you have viewers that are not all 18 plus, and they're going to be able to go on Twitter and see what you post. They're going to see the slurs, and you need to have responsibility and take those posts down. Think about your viewers. They're not always 18 plus. That's why I try to keep my swearing down to a minimum, because I know that there's probably going to be people that get on the stream with their parents' account. It happens. It's why whenever I see somebody saying something stupid, I block the message. And I'm just done with it, you know? Because some people are toxic. I see it more with World of Tanks, so I have my chat completely off. I can't do that with World of Warships. I wish I could. Sometimes, because people say the wrong things. They go and they talk about adult things when there could be kids playing the game, you know? I mean, come on. All of us have different lives, yes? But we should agree on the basic thing that we're not going to talk about adult things in front of the children. I mean, come on, some of you people in the chat are just toxic. You talk about things that shouldn't be talked about in front of children. And you don't even realize it. I'll be on a game at what, probably 2 or 3 in the afternoon, I'll see comments like that. And I'm just going like, shaking my head. And I'm going like, what the hell? What is going on with you? Why can't you sit there and keep that to yourself? Ugh. Makes me sick just thinking about it. They call me wiser than my age sometimes, you know? And I can see why, because I choose to have civility. If I get really angry at somebody, you know what I do? I say, I'm sorry I can't talk to you right now. I'm going to leave the room. I'll come back and talk to you when you have calmed down, you know? It's basic things like that. And I've put time into retail, you know. I've put my time into retail. I've dealt with angry customers. I've dealt with nice customers. I know what I'm talking about here. I even worked customer service at one point. You have to respect your fellow human being because you don't know their circumstance, you know? I've had customers come and whine about stupid about toilets being broken and stuff, and they need to get that replaced. It's just, there's a lot of stuff I've had to deal with. I've dealt with people that have gotten angry at me because I'm trying to get some silly pizza sauce down while they're trying to get their oranges down and make stupid lemonade. And I'm just going like, hey, be patient, be patient. And I handled that guy. I sat there and I was like, okay, you need to get your oranges down. I'll let you get your oranges down, and then I'll get my stuff down. And he said, okay. And then he came back and he apologized because he realized he wasn't being professional in that situation. Long story short, that employee actually got let go because he was caught sleeping on the job. So it wasn't exactly the top tier, but that's beside the point. We need to bring civility back to World of Warships. And we need to hold wargaming accountable at the same time. Now that starts with you. That starts with your own decisions. And part of that is thinking about what you are thinking right now. Are you going to sit there and rage at me because I'm speaking the truth and you know I'm right? You know I'm right about some of these things. We've got to have civility. We can't engage in flame wars all the time. We have the sea virus going on. We have situations going on overseas. It's a pretty chaotic time to live right now. I think we can all agree on that. So instead of adding more toxicity to the entire community, people, let's get together. Let's all agree. Let's stop putting our money into wargaming until they change their ways. I think it's that simple. But XYZ shit's coming out. I don't care. Stop putting your money. We gotta see some change here. We keep putting our money in, we're not gonna see change. I'm serious. And I really would strongly encourage everybody to take a hard look at themselves. Take a look at their family members they haven't seen for a while and do a Zoom call or go see them in person if you can. It doesn't matter. Your time is very short on this planet. Whether you're in your 20s, whether you're in your teens, if you're even younger than that, if you're 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, your time is short. You're not going to live forever. We all will pass away at some point. Okay? It's a fact of life. Nobody's going to live forever. We all would like to, of course, but when you get old like me, you realize that the world is really such a small place with a bunch of people. And all these people have different things they want to accomplish, and that's fine. But we shouldn't resort to flame wars and calling each other out and posting all these slurs everywhere. Damn. I feel like calling out a certain somebody, but I'm not going to do it because I'm going to be civil here. But some people need to stop posting the slurs in their discords. They know who they are. I'm not going to mention your name, but seriously, get your act together, man. You could have kids on your Discord. You know? Just because you sit there and put up an age gate doesn't mean it's going to stop them. Kids know technology. They know how to bypass those things. They're not silly. They know how to do these things. The kids of the Zillennials, they know. The Zillennials, what's it? Generation Z. They know how to do that. I know I've seen Generation Zers, and there's a lot. They are smart for their generation, but they are disconnected like ever, like the Millennials. We have to return to civility. We can't keep hating on each other. It's not right. It breaks my heart to see the community in such a damaged state. We used to be such a positive community before the monetization was shoved down our throats, and before Puerto Rico. Okay? And all those haters that want to sit there and say stuff, I don't care. You want to sit there and say something snappy at me, you want to sit there and call me names, you want to sit there and call me out, you go ahead. But if you're not civil about it, I'm blocking you. I don't need that negativity on my channel. You're getting blocked if you want to sit there and have a flame war with me. I'm going to say, I'm sorry, I'm not having this flame war with you. I am walking away. And I don't care how many messages you sit there and send me. I'm walking away. And I will block each and every single one. Because I have a life to live, just like them CCs have lives to live. They have their own private lives outside of the game. Some of these smaller CCs depend on the community contributor program for an income. And I think it's important to recognize that and not engage in flame wars and say, oh, why are you still with Wargaming? Wargaming did all these terrible things. Why are you still with Wargaming? I'm just like, maybe because they depend on it right now and they're trying to search for something else to base their income on. Being a YouTuber is not easy. It's not easy. You have guidelines you have to follow. And I'm not even at the 1,000 subs mark, but you know, I would like to get there someday, but I have income outside of it if it ever does. If anything, I'll use it to give money to charity or something, you know? Honestly, I like the YouTuber Mr. Beast because you know what he does? He doesn't even engage in the nonsense, you know? He just makes his videos and goes about his day. I wish more people were like that. You know? Make your videos, go about your day. Don't engage in flame wars. Mr. Beast does a good job of doing all that. He keeps himself very busy. And he knows what he wants in life. He wants to help people. I wish more people were like him. I know that people don't walk around with wads of money in their pockets. Face it, we all have rent or a mortgage to pay. We all have things to do with our lives. Or we're in school, or we're doing this, or we're doing that. So I guess my simple, easy to understand message in this rant is love your neighbor as yourself. Don't sit there and cause chaos and discord. There's enough of that right now. Look, we don't have much time on this planet, and if we waste our time hating each other, then what was it worth? What was our time worth then? What was it worth? Our entire lives depend on how we choose to spend our time with. We become the people we surround ourselves with. It's just a fact of life. I try to surround myself with positive people. I've worked with people that aren't so nice, people that have tried to cost me my job just because I had a difference of opinion with them, or because they didn't like how I did things, or I didn't go to lunch at a certain time. Trust me, there's one industry that I hope that people understand is not easy. It's retail. There's a lot of crap that goes on there. A lot. So treat your fellow retail worker with respect. Hell, they're dealing with a tough time with everything going on. We all know that. So my final message before I close this out is love your neighbor as yourself. Don't sit there and get yourself stuck in a cycle of hate. It ain't worth it. And I want everybody to take time out of their day before reacting to this video, before going and posting angry posts or angry tweets this week or angry Facebook posts. Take time to think about yourself. Take time to think about what you really want with the game. If you feel like the game is toxic to you, don't play it. Give yourself a break. We all could use one with everything going on. So please, have some civility among yourselves. Think about how you were raised. All of us were raised differently. Think about that person that you admire or respect and try to model your life after them. Okay? Please do not resort to flaming in the comments. If I see comments that are filled with slurs or hateful speech, I am blocking and I'm deleting. I'm not going to put up with it. Please share this video and please let us all have respect for one another. And let's all be patient with this next week, as I'm sure Wargaming is going to mess up things again. But that's alright. There's other games to play. If you want some recommendations, Skyrim, Supreme Commander 2, Black Ops 1, 2, and 3, Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3, Forza Horizon series, Forza Motorsport series, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. There's many, many games out there. You just need to look and you will find them. Remember to please like, watch, and subscribe, and please check out my other content on this channel. Thank you all for watching, and please be civil with each other. Thank you.